Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So, I hope you've seen the last episode. We bought our dream vehicle, van, bus, truck, I hear people calling them, but it's a van, and it's a panel van, but it's converted to a camper. So this is our 1971 T2 Volkswagen. A little bit of back history of why I wanted one. I had a Volkswagen T4 many years ago. Always wanted to have kind of a day van kind of thing. It just didn't go well. I had various Volkswagens after, none of which particularly grabbed me. But I always said if I ever got my chance to get another one, I'd get a T2. And I always wanted an earlier T2 just because I think the features are a bit cooler and stuff like that. So this is what we've got. So let's take a proper look around. We've got a quick overview when we picked her up. She drove back lovely, but in this video I want to run through what needs to be done to get her on the road to a point we're happy. And also I just want to run through all of her cool features, some of her quirks, things I've noticed, things I want to do. And yeah, we'll just see how this video goes, shall we? Let's get stuck into it. So starting at the front, we've got a little bit of corrosion and stuff coming through under the window. I do plan to take this window out. So what we're going to do with the front panel is this checkered cover was put on basically to cover up some scabs that are coming through, which you can see there. It's not pretty, it's not great. But for me, I just want to take this off. I want to relieve the sweat that's underneath there and the damp, and get through that. Hello. And just basically get all underneath this. And then the plan is basically we're going to remove this. I think we're going to make a cool flag foot out of it, because it's a little bit frayed and damaged. I think it's ripped on one side here, where I asked the chap that I bought it from just to have a look underneath it, and unfortunately it ripped. But for me, it's just not my taste. I love checkers. I absolutely love checkers, and checkers will be inside this van somewhere, but just not on the front. What we're going to do with this is we're going to repaint, because a bit like a Mini, they've got a seam there. I'm basically going to repaint it in this colour. So this colour is a citron colour, I believe. I'm unsure yet what it's going to be, but basically because it's a bit paint damaged and stuff like that and faded, I'm going to just take it and get it scanned. And basically I'm going to paint this front panel. We're going to clean up all this rust. We're going to repair anything it's repairing, have the windscreen out, and we're going to put the Volkswagen badge back on the front. I love these number plates as well. It's one thing I really noticed when I saw it. I like these big pressed plates, and they're properly kind of correct for it, which I absolutely adore. It's got really nice Hella upgraded halogen headlights, which I really like. And yeah, so that's basically for the front of it. That's kind of where we're going to go. Down the sides, we've got the original wheels powder coated in white with proper Wolfsburg centre caps, which I absolutely love. We've got a bit of rust coming through on here, but none of this is actually behind it. I've had a look behind the panel, and there's no actual rot behind any of this panel. It is purely cosmetic, just where the paintwork's not been done, like maybe to the highest of standard, or like mentioned, I think we had the discussion with the chap I bought it from, maybe it wasn't primed particularly well. And you can kind of see that where there's slight micro blistering and stuff coming through. So she does need a repaint. I'm under no illusion that she's in very much need of a repaint. And when we get on the inside, I'll show you the colour that I will paint her eventually. But for now, like I say, we're going to paint this front panel and various little pieces around the vehicle, because me and my sister just want to use it. We've wanted one for so long now. We just want to get out and use it. So that's the plan with the front. The bumpers I'm going to leave looking a bit ratty-tatty, because I quite like that look. And while we're running kind of patchwork wheel paint work, we'll just rock that look, because you can. Down the side, you've got these really cool, I think they're stainless steel, not sure, but they're really nice mirrors. Paintwork, to be honest, down the side of it, it's really nice. A little bit of blistering on the bottom of the door, but it's not gone through. All down here is in really good shape. Literally just minor chips where it's been caught. Really, for a panel van, it's incredibly straight, and that's one thing I noticed. It's really nice and straight. So we're happy with that. On this side of things, some people have mentioned and messaged me saying you're going to put windows and stuff in it. No, that's the only window I want in it. I like the fact it's a commercial. All down here is very nice and solid. I pulled a sticker off there and pulled the primer off, which is a bit unfortunate. Down the back of it, it's a little bit tatty in places again. This is probably the worst bit, where it's actually gone through as a hole. And if you all know me, you know I like a bit of rust, but this is going to be very interesting to fix. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, a little bit of blister under there. Whether we'll address that before we paint it yet, I don't know. Down the back, obviously, you've got the smaller little rear lights, which I really like. Again, the bumper, it's got a slight kink in it there, but we might be able to straighten it out. But one thing I would like to do on this, if anyone has got a set, I think they're US spec, with the big overriders and stuff like that, I'd quite like to add them in. Not anytime soon, that's your eventual plan. All around here, I don't know if there are, maybe you can buy skin panels for these, and just tidy this up again. These two items here, these areas need the most amount of work. But yeah, it's just paint blistering basically, which doesn't really help the poor old girl, but you know, it is what it is. Down this side here, again, it is a full panel van down this side. And to be honest, it's quite good down here. This is the worst bit really on this side, where the seam is just started to go, but it's not gone through or anything like that. And this is basically the worst bit. And I believe in the big box of panels I've got, we might be able to salvage this. If not, these are about. But again, the seam's still there and stuff like that. It's really not really that bad. All the way down there looks really good, and nothing's gone through. So on the exterior, that is basically where we're at. So we're gonna have a go at painting the front panel, and then we're gonna blow in all these areas and that little bit. Basically this area, that bit on that corner, and the front panel is all I'm really going to address on the exterior. Underneath the vehicle is where things get a little bit different. I've got quite a few panels that came with it, so thank you very much to Ray that I bought the vehicle off for that, because I know he's watching his videos. And again, absolutely buzzing with this vehicle, buddy. I'm going to go through basically I'm going to tackle it how I tackle any car. I'm going to wire wheel everything. I'm going to clean up the underneath of the vehicle. Welding, I think, needs welding. We've got all the cross members outriggers if it needs it. We've put them in, and then I'm going to underseal it. It's not a show van this, we really want to use her. So that is what we're going to do. And that is basically the flavour of this. So I'll film as much as I possibly can of doing the underneath. We're going to get to the workshop for that. And then basically we've got a few bits and pieces we need to tackle mechanically, and then we'll start on the front, because we really want this on the road spring, summer. We've got a few trips planned for it, and yeah, quite excited. So why don't we get on the inside? It's a camper van, we might as well get on the inside. So go in the what should be the driver's door, and we'll have a propaganda around. In here, really nice seats. These are like a nice vinyl. Obviously there's all storage and stuff under here. This is the colour the van would have originally been. So this is where I'd want to go eventually with it. It's like a slightly darker blue, and I love this colour. I really like this colour, and it's all under there as well. So this is the colour we're going to go. As you can see, it's not a million miles off. This is just a lot more of a baby blue. I've got photographs of the van as an import, and it was the red colour, and the red colours on the bulkhead as well back there. Right, so on the inside of the van, or bus, as I say, keep getting used to that. Obviously, I'm sat on this side. I mentioned it in the previous episode, we believe it's a Swedish import. Like I said, I'm going to get a Volkswagen Heritage or like history certificate for it, just because I like to know that kind of thing. So you've got an excellent seating position. I think the term is sit up and bed kind of seating position, but I love it. It's like, I love vans anyway. Anyone knows me loves the vans. Beautiful wooden steering wheel, with a nice horn. Obviously ignition is not on. Lovely steering wheel. It's really fun to drive with. Up on the dash, we've got a speedo, little selection of warning lights, really, nothing really much, and a rev counter. Now, I'm not sure if the rev counter was standard on it, but it's very cool. I do like it. It's nice that it's got one. And then we've got some extra gauges added in here, which I'll show you in a second. Cup holders. We've got an EMPI lift shift for the reverse, which I think is really cool. It's like that little trick bit. Headliner is brand new in here, and I think it's just kind of settled, so we're going to try and pull it all tight and make it a little bit tidier. But yeah, it's really cool. I love it. So I'll bring you over here now. So on here, you've got the big steering wheel, you've got the rev counter and stuff like that. Very basic. And then we've got added in, we've got oil temp and oil pressure, which are quite cool. Quite like them. They're nice position. We've got the hammer rate that's down under here, like that. Does need a little bit of work, as we will get onto in a second. Cup holders I love that are added. We've got a volt gauge, radio and stuff like that. Under storage tray, which is really cool. I am a geek, and I've already got the van in the correct colour. Yeah. So we've got that down there. We've got these for the roof rack, as it's got a cool little roof rack. I will try and insert a picture now. So yeah, all in all, in here, it is quite well sorted, to be fair, and yeah, it's really, really nice. We're just going to personalise it a little bit, make it our own. So let's get in the back and have a look. Right, so in the back here, it is so much bigger than you expect. That is one thing that is definitely apparent. Like I say, headliner, we're going to tidy it up. It's in mint condition. It's really, really nice. In here, we've got various cupboards. So loads of storage. Yeah, it's been done quite nice in here. We're really, really happy with it. So we're just going to kind of, like I say, redo it in our style. We love this. So this is a really nice rock and roll bed. It all completely folds flat, and then you've got the rest of the bed there. In the back, it's got a proper fitted seat belt that's been checked off by an MOT tester and stuff like that. So we're really happy with that. In the back, we've got some sockets here. We've got some 12-volt sockets there. There's some more down the back. More storage. There's another cupboard back there. Really cool little curtains and stuff. But yeah, Mrs. S, I basically said, I'll do the outside, she can do the inside. So we'll bring up as many updates as we possibly can on the inside of here, because it is really cool. And this is kind of the whole point of it. It's an adventure vehicle. The original plan basically is for this is we're going to run it. We're going to get the 89 painted. We're going to run this, enjoy this for the summer. Go to quite a few events with it. It's going to be like a shop van, merch van, camper van, just badass cool transport, because it is. And that is basically the idea. It's just, I can't thank you guys enough. I'm ticking off these boxes of cars that I've wanted to own for a long, long time. So as a child, I grew up, and as loads of people want Ferraris, Lambos, that sort of stuff. You can keep all them. They don't interest me at all. I've always wanted a selection of vehicles, which is a bit odd for a young lad to want, I guess. Classic minivan, got. Volvo Amazon, got. And a T2 camper. It had to be a bay, had to be an early one, and I've got it. And I really like the fact this is a panel van, because it's stealthy. I love commercial vehicles, and I just think it's just that little bit different. Don't get me wrong, having a pop top and stuff would be quite cool, but I love the fact this is just an enclosed little van, really, and I really, really enjoy that. So yeah, inside here, there is quite a bit of work to do. Got some spare bits and bobs there. Got some boards and stuff here. So that board is to retrim on this. And there's another one behind it. As you probably noticed, there's a panel missing there. So there's plenty to do in here. And it is really cool. I really, really like it in here. So looking forward to back here, it's just, oh, it's ace. It's so, so cool. So loads and loads of bits and pieces to do. Get ourselves out. Oh. It is good fun. Closes beautifully. It has been caffeine machine, which I find quite cool as well. So I think the only thing to really go and check out is the engine. Now I've saved this till last because the engine's quite cool on this. So I'll get you guys set up and I'll read out the spec, or some of the spec of this engine. I'll probably miss out some bits and pieces, and I am completely new to this. This is my first air-cooled vehicle. It's definitely not going to be my last, I can tell you that now, and I'm sorry, Mrs. S. There will be more like air-cooled vehicles, unfortunately, but this one is definitely staying because I've fallen in love with it. So let's check this out. Right, so let's get to the business end, shall we? First of all, it's got this really, really neat little gas strut fitted in there. Let me just grab you guys a torch and we can have a proper propaganda in here. Right, I'll set you guys up just there. Right, so in the business ends, you'll probably notice there's two big juicy Weber carburetors in here. It's had a lot of time and effort and money spent on this in this area. So it's had a completely rebuilt engine by Air-Cooled Hut about 2 years ago. So the original 1600cc has been bored out to 1915cc. Twin Weber IDF carbs, forged crank, I-beam cob rods, forged pistons, forged barrels, scat cams, scat rockers, electronic ignition and distributor dynoed at 98 wheel horsepower, which is pretty epic when I think these had around 30 or 40 brake horsepower originally. Stage 1 clutch, external oil filter, vintage speed exhaust, 12-volt electrics all put in with the inverter, which is cool. It's got a Butty's Bits accelerator linkage, and then up front on suspension and stuff like that, it has got like a beam axle. It's got that EMPI shifter, like I said, and it's just got so much stuff in here. There's literally probably way too much to list, and yeah, she is absolutely epic. So I think I'll try and go and get us started up for you. All of this stuff here, the MST pulleys and stuff like that, it's on alternator conversion, like I say, electronic ignition. It's just so nice. It is really, really nice. So yeah, you guys can kind of see, it's almost, to me, this is a bit of a work of art in here. It's really, really nice. Absolute credit to the previous owner. And it's had a lot of money spent in here. I have found a small oil leak, which is dripping underneath. I'm yet to work that out, where that's coming from, but it's just epic, this little thing. So let's get on to the problems before we get on to the bodywork, shall we? Because it's a 50-year-old van, there's going to be problems. So let's get on to that, shall we? I love this little engine hatch. Right, you'll probably see this wheel is black. This rear brake is locking on, and I found that the handbrake cable is snapped. Whether that's linked, I'm not sure. Some really, really good Goodyear rubber on this as well, which I'm really happy with. So the first point of call, brakes safety, we're gonna get that fixed. The other point of call is if you turn the vehicle off and try and switch it back on again, it does, 1 in 10 start again. But it's not like right now, if I try to start it, it wouldn't. But when you chop a jump pack on it, she fires straight into life with absolutely no problem. It's very weird. We believe it's potentially a starter issue or a live cable issue. If anyone's had this issue, let me know. There is no... the battery's in really good shape. It's had a health check. I've had a health checks. Both the previous owner and me have checked the battery. Absolutely fine, nothing wrong with it. Earth straps all being replaced. Alternator's charging. So it's not a fault like that. So I'm going to go the cheap route first. I'm going to see if the live cable basically is an issue. It does look a little bit corroded. It's potentially put in there when the van was built up and stuff like that. So this van was done, I think, well, it's been owned for 13 years by the previous owner, and it's been painted a good while now. So potentially it's been put together that long as well. So little things like that, it gets used, and things like that need replacing. So we're going to start with that. But let's get it started. It's just air-cooled engines just sound epic. So let's do that. There she is. Remember to check out both of our sponsors, guys. We have Minimine, if you're here for your classic minis, and we have Frost Restoration. Minimine, there is a discount code on the screen now. If you're here for your classic minis, please use that to get 10% off when you spend £15 or more. And in the description below is a discount code and a link for Frost Restoration. There's some paints and bits we need for this, so we're going to go and word up Frost for them. And yeah, stay tuned. Loads to come. Right, so I'll turn the racket off. She's quite loud. Like I say, there is nothing standard about this engine that's in here. And I can't wait to give it a proper good run, although it did get a very good run driving back. But yeah, there's absolutely nothing. It's just such, I don't know, is a rattly tattly kind of engine fun to hear? I think it is. I think if you like air-cooled vehicles, you find it fun. So it's very well sorted in that department, and I'm hoping I haven't got to muck with that for too long. I'm hoping I can get the body straight and we can enjoy it before we have any gremlins. Apart from that power cable / starter motor fault, which we will cover in a future video. You probably can't really tell, but in this video filming this, and when I collected the vehicle, I've actually injured my shoulder and my neck. I'm about to have physio and stuff for it. So I can't be working on it too much at the moment, which is really annoying because I've just got it and I really want to work on it more. So remember to subscribe to the channel, guys. Give this video a thumbs up, and you know, so many people commented in the last video saying it's like quite nostalgia with the bay window and stuff like that, because loads of people had these, which is really cool. This is my first air-cooled vehicle, so if I get anything wrong, just comment away. There's no need for any rubbish. It's new to me, and I'm all for learning. You know that on this channel, anything I don't know I will learn and I will just crack on with. And yeah, it's still just such a grim factor. It really is. So I'm very excited to get it out on the road and make some plans and some adventures and some memories. But first of all, we've got to get her looking nice and obviously road legal and stuff like that. So in the sense that the brake's locked up now means it doesn't really drive properly, and we need to make it reliable as in the start-stop. So, in the future videos, bodywork, brakes, I don't know if I'll film that or not. We might just strip it down and get it built. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Right guys, so I will catch you in the next one when we're working on this.